Welcome back to Anani. This is Joe B. In this video, we'll be answering the question, what are the order of the posterior leg muscles from superficial to deep? Cue the music. Your posterior leg muscles has two layers, the superficial group and the deeper group. The most superficial muscle is the gastrocnemius, which the lateral head originates from the upper posterolateral surface of the lateral condyle of femur, while the medial head originates from the lateral condyle of femur and popliteal surface of the femoral shaft. It inserts at the posterior calcaneal surface and is innervated by the tibial nerve of S1, S2. And it performs ankle plantar flexion when the knee is extended. The intermediate superficial muscle of the posterior leg will be the plantaris muscle, which originates from the lateral supracondylar line of the femur and the oblique popliteal ligament of the knee. It inserts at the posterior calcaneal surface and is innervated by the tibial nerve of S1, S2. It performs knee flexion and ankle plantar flexion. The deep superficial muscle of the posterior leg will be the soleus muscle, which originates from the soleal line, medial border of tibia, and head of the fibula. It inserts at the posterior calcaneal surface and is innervated by the tibial nerve of S1 and S2. It performs ankle plantar flexion in knee flexion. To remember the superficial posterior leg muscles, remember the acronym GPS. G for gastrocnemius, P for plantaris, and S for soleus. And that is from the most superficial to the deepest of the superficial. For the deep layer muscles, we have the popliteus, flexor hallucis longus, flexor digitorum longus, and tibialis posterior. The most superficial will be the popliteus muscle, which originates from the lateral condyle of the femur and posterior horn of the lateral meniscus. It inserts at the posterior surface of the proximal tibia and is innervated by the L4-S1 tibial nerve. It performs unlocking of knee flexion. The second most superficial of the deep muscles of the posterior leg will be the flexor hallucis longus, which originates from the distal 2/3 posterior surface of fibula and interosseous membrane. It then inserts at the base of the distal phalanx of the great toe. It is innervated by the S2, S3 tibial nerve, and it performs great toe flexion. The intermediate layer of the deep muscles will be the flexor digitorum brevis, which originates at the posterior surface of tibia and inserts at the distal phalanx 2 to 5. It is innervated by the L5-S1, S2 tibial nerve, and it performs metatarsophalangeal and interphalangeal 2 to 5 flexion. The deepest of the deep layer posterior leg muscles is the tibialis posterior, which originates from the posterior surface of tibia and fibula, as well as the interosseous membrane. It inserts at the navicular tuberosity, all cuneiform bones, cuboid, and 2 to 4 metatarsal bases. It is innervated by the L4, L5 tibial nerve, and it performs ankle plantar flexion and inversion, as well as medial longitudinal arch support. To remember the deep posterior leg muscles, remember the saying, popcorn has drizzled butter taste. Popcorn is the popliteus, has is the flexor hallucis longus, drizzled butter will be the flexor digitorum longus, while the taste will be the tibialis posterior. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and comment. And for more anatomy animations, please subscribe to Anani.